Good afternoon, dear students. Hope everybody is fine. Today we are going to talk about data collection and descriptive statistics. First of all, look at this chapter objectives. After completing this lecture, you should be able to explain the steps in the data collection process. So you will be familiar with several data collection steps. Then you should be able to construct a data collection form and you code them accordingly. Then you should be able to identify 10 commandments of data collection. That means there are 10 commandments you should to follow in order to collect data. Then you should be able to define the difference between inferential and descriptive statistics. Then you should be able to compute the different measures of central tendency from a set of scores. Then you should be able to explain measures of central tendency and when each one should be used. Then you also will be able to compute the range, standard deviation and variance from a set of scores. Then you will be able to explain measures of variability and when each one should be used. Then we'll discuss why the normal curve is important to the research process. Then how to compute a z-score from a set of scores, and we'll explain what a z-score means. So let's look at chapter overview. First, getting ready for data collection. You have to get ready for data collection. Then data collection process. Then getting ready for data analysis. After collecting data, of course, you have to get ready for your data analysis. Then you have to analyze. For data analysis, you can use descriptive statistics. For example, measures of central tendency to see your data is normally distributed or not. Then measure of variability. Then you need to understand the distribution of your data. First step, getting ready for data collection. So how to get ready for data collection? There are 4 steps. Number 1, you need to construct a data collection form. You need to design a data collection form before collecting data, before starting collecting your data. Then you need to establish or you need to design your own coding strategy, how you are going to code your data. Then you need to collect data. Then after collecting data, you need to enter data onto the collection form which you have developed before collecting data. Let's look at this example. So let's say we have sample size of 200. 200. So out of 200, so let's say in your questionnaire you have variable gender. So gender consists of male and female. So in this sample size you have 95 male and 105 female. So you have grade point 2, 4, 6 and 10. So you want to know how many male got grade point 2, how many male got grade point 2, how many male got grade point 6, how many got 10, and similarly how many female got a score grade point 2, how many female students score grade point 4, and how many female students score grade point 6 and 10. So this way you can develop your data collection form. Then data collection process. So data collection process, you need to begin with your raw data because you already collected data. So this data is considered as a raw data. because this data are organized, so you need to reorganize. Okay, maybe there are some missing values, so you need to exclude them. Maybe there are some mistakes, so you need to figure out those mistakes. Okay, then reorganize your data. So this is called data collection process. Okay, then you need to construct data collection forms, as I mentioned earlier. So for example, if you use SPSS, okay, so let's say this ID, gender, grade point, building, reading score, mathematics score is your variable. So, and respondents, you have 200 respondents, so you can put under ID 1 to 200. Then gender, as we mentioned earlier, the gender consists of male and female, so you can put for female 2 and for male 1. So let's say the respondents 1 is female, so you enter 2. Second respondents also female, you enter 2. Third respondent is male, you enter 1. Fourth respondents again female, so you enter 2, and so on. Okay. So similarly, the grade point, maybe you have used 6 grade point, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So you enter according to your grade point. Then building, so a score you might have 1 to 6, so you will score accordingly. Then similarly, the reading score may be 1 to 100. Okay, mathematics score also 1 to 100. So how many scores they have obtained, okay, according to the respondents, so you can enter into your data collection, onto your data collection forms. Okay. Also, you can use optical scoring sheet or optical scoring scan, okay, for your data collection form. So if subject choose from several responses, if you have multiple choices, okay, so optical score sheet might be used. Okay, so there are some advantages. Number one is scoring is fast, so you can do it very quickly. You can capture many responses easily, okay, very quickly. Okay, then scoring is accurate, that means it is free from human error. Then additional analysis are easily done. You can do some additional analysis, but there is a disadvantage, it is expensive. Okay, so you should keep in mind before collecting data, before constructing a data collection form. If you want to use optical scoring sheet, so you have to keep in mind about the expenses of using this tool. Then coding data, how to code them? So how you can code your data? Okay, let's say the variables name of the variables we have mentioned earlier, that ID number, gender, grade, building, reading score, mathematics score. So these are the variables. Okay, so you can range them. Okay, ID 001 through to till 200, because we have target sample size is 200. Okay, so gender, as we mentioned earlier, is consists of male and female, so you can range them 1 to 2. So female 2, male 1, okay, and so on. So the grade point, okay, if you use 6 grade point, 1, 2, 4, 6, 10, you can range them, okay, accordingly. Then building, you can score 1 to 6. Then reading score, 1 to 100. Then mathematics score 1 to 100. Okay, so you can use single digit when possible. Use codes that are simple and unambiguous. Okay, so it should be clear, and it is easily understood. Okay, understandable, readable. Okay, then use codes that are explicit, okay, and discrete. Okay, then let's talk about the 10 commandments of data collection. Okay, in order to collect data, you have to follow these 10 commandments. Okay, these are very important commandments in collecting data, so you have to remember. Number 1, get permission from a institutional review board to collect the data. That means you have to get the permission from your institution, from your university, from your department, or from your lecturer, okay, from your instructor. Okay, so this is the first, okay, first commandment. Okay, the second commandment, think about the type of data you have to collect. Okay, what type of data you are going to collect, you have to think fast. Okay, after collecting data, you cannot think what type of data you have collected. Okay, before collecting, you have to think about the type of data that you are going to collect. Then third commandment, think about where the data will come from. From where you will get the data. Is it primary data you are going to collect? Is it secondary data? So what are the sources of secondary data? It is Department of Statistics, is it the World Bank, is it ADB, or is it somewhere else? Okay, so from where? Who will be your respondents, the students or expert, or okay, so you have to think about where the data will come from. Then be sure, the next command is be sure the data collection form is clear and easy to use. Okay, so the data collection must be clear. It should be understandable. Okay, so and also easy to understand. Okay, easy to use. Okay, then the fifth commandment, make a duplicate of the original data and keep it in a separate location. Okay, in order to be safe side. Okay, to be safe side, you can make a duplicate of the original data. That means you can keep your data in different places. Okay, to be safe side. Okay, so because there are a lot of disadvantages of using this technology. Okay, so your computer might be crashed, your pen drive might be lost, so you have to keep in mind. Okay, so keep your data in different places. Then next commandment, ensure that those collecting data are well trained. Okay, ensure that those collecting data are well trained. Okay, so you have to check your data. Okay, so you have to reorganize. Okay, if there is a missing value, you have to exclude. If there is a mistake, you have to figure out those mistakes. Okay, then next commandment, schedule your data collection efforts. Okay, so how you are going to put your efforts, make a plan. Okay, then the next commandment, cultivate sources for finding participants. Okay, how you are going to find your participants. Who are your participants, respondents? Okay, the students. Okay, what type of students? Is first year student or second year or fourth year or undergraduate students or master's student or PhD students or lecturer or maybe okay outsider. Okay, who are your participants? Okay, so you have to identify, cultivate sources of finding participants. Then the next commandment, follow up on participants that you originally missed. Okay, then don't throw away original data. Okay, so after getting data, you should not throw away original data. You should keep it. Okay, for your future reference. Okay, so thank you very much. We stop our first part of today's lecture.